Hello, everyone, and welcome to this pre-event webinar for the upcoming study in Canada with focus on Indonesia virtual fair that will happen this coming Saturday. Thank you very much for being here. I know that maybe some of you may have used our platform before and you might be familiar with the system, but in any case, it doesn't hurt to get a refresh on the system, or maybe have this demo by your side and maybe share it with your colleagues who will be joining the event for the first time. Just to let you know, this demo will be recorded. Well, as it's on YouTube, this link will be provided to the entire fair participants. So even if some of your colleagues are not able to attend live this session, we will still send it a little bit later today, together with all the login information. This is an event organized by Canadian Education International in Indonesia, together with the help of the Embassy of Canada there, and it's an event that's been totally organized by them. We at FPP are only providing the technology and the platform before the event. And this is a very important point that I would like to share to you right now. And I will share my screen. So we currently have the registration process going on for students, and they are signing up as we speak. On the day of the event, the registration page will turn into a login page for the students. And we make it very clear throughout the entire registration process for the students that this is an event organized by Canadian Education International in Indonesia, and it's only powered by us, the student world, being FPP's student-facing brand. And this is also written in the privacy policy that the students must agree with when they register for the event. So we make it very clear for them that their personal details will be shared with the institutions they visit during the event and with the organizer of the fair, in this case, Canadian Education International. We are FPP, the student world, we are only the data processor. So that's why this is an important point to mention, and we make it very clear to the students. Something else that the students will see on the day of the event when they come to the login page will be a different button here. This is a page that I have just for demo purposes, but they will still be able to register during the event. So even if someone didn't register before, if they show up on the day of the event because they heard from a friend maybe, or from any other channel that there's a virtual fair going on, they can still come into the same page, fill in the same registration form, and enter the event right away. So without taking any more of your time, I will jump into the demo. I will show you first the student side of the platform, then I'll change to the exhibitor side, and of course, focus on the most important part, which is the communication between the students and the exhibitors. If you have any questions at any point, please type them in the chat, and depending on how many questions we receive, we might take them one by one during the presentation, or if there are not that many, we can take them at the end. So as I said, all the students register. On the day of the event, they come to the login page and they can simply enter the event. Now, please keep in mind that the virtual fair platform is not 100% ready. We are still working on it. We still have a few days until the event. So the design will change a little bit and some of the content as well. So just for the demo purposes, I will show you how the students navigate through the platform on the day of the event and how they can find their preferred institution. So basically, this is the lobby of the event, and once the students are inside, they can navigate through. They have different options for navigating the system. First of all, they will have pavilions. Again, these are not yet ready, but we will have here the institutions divided into 4 different pavilions. So this is what the students will be able to see. And the advantage is that one institution can be in multiple pavilions at the same time. So compared to an in-person event, when an institution can physically be in only one place in the fair, in a virtual environment, a university, an institution can be in multiple pavilions at the same time, offering them a higher visibility. And this is also a very good point where I can show you how the platform is mobile responsive. So if we change the view to a mobile version, then the full website will change for the students in a vertical format. So they will still be able to navigate through the different pavilions and see all these institutions. And it's also available in a tablet format. So the platform is fully mobile responsive on both sides, both the exhibitor and the student side. But for the exhibitors, we do recommend that we use a laptop or a computer because it will be easier for you to manage the chats this way. Another possibility for the students to navigate the platform is going through the exhibitors list. And here they can see, basically, this is a full list of exhibitors generated randomly for them. So no matter how many students enter these exhibitors tab, the list will be generated randomly for them, just so we don't give any advantage to a university against another one. So just to keep it fair for everyone, the list is random. And here the students will have different filters that they can choose from, and this will generate different results based on their preferences. There is also a search engine. Here again, the students can search by name, by profile type, by courses, and by location. So all these are tools for them to find their preferred institution. There is an info point here with basically a list of FAQs on how the event works, how the students can make the best out of this event. All this information is available for them. And we also have a help desk. So under the help desk, we will have our team that will be there live on site to assist the students. And the same thing for the exhibitors. For you, we will have our team ready to assist you in any point of the fair. Something else that the students will see is a star here, and this is basically their virtual backpacks. And I will show you that in a moment, exactly like going through an event hall at an in-person fair. You would walk around, pick up a brochure, a material here and there, and then you will add them to your backpack to review them later at home. The same thing happens here. Maybe the students have a limited period of time in which they can visit the fair. They can select their favorite items and they can review them later. So now let's say that as a student, I found my preferred university. So let's say I'll go to University of Victoria, even though they are offline. This is exactly what I will see from the student point of view. Initially, you will see that I received an automatic message here saying that there's nobody online, but I can type here my message or my question, and the university representatives will get back to me after they log back in. But for the time being, I don't want to see, I don't want to engage in a chat. So I will just explore a little bit more about this particular exhibitor. So I can see here info about the exhibitor. I can see where they are located. I can mark them as favorite, adding them to my virtual backpack. I can see their photo albums here. I can see some of their videos directly in the browser. Again, mark these items as favorites, and I can see their brochures. Everything directly in the browser. So the platform is fully web-based. There's no need to download any application. There's no need to add any extension. Everything is web-based. So we basically need just a device and a stable internet connection, and we'll be able to run the event. successfully. Again, you can mark your items as favorite. So all those items that were marked as favorite now, they are in my virtual backpack. I can review them, and they will also be available for me as a student to review them after the event has ended. They simply have to come, the students have to come to the same page where they access the event, type in the same details, email and password that were provided for their account. They can review this information. Now, if there are any questions on the student side, please let me know. Otherwise, I will just move to the exhibitor side of the platform and the communication between the student and the exhibitors. Okay. Moving on to the exhibitor side of the platform, basically, we will send you the login information a little bit later today, together with this recording of the presentation. I just logged in as one of the organizers. Welly, I hope you don't mind about this. I will just use your account to show the exhibitor side of the platform. Basically, what you will have to do as exhibitors every time you log in, also after you receive the login info later today and in the next days prior to the event, you will need to run this system check every single time. So that's why if you do test the platform, and please, I suggest you do it, in the next few days, use the same device, the same internet connection, basically the same setup that you will use on Saturday, on the day of the event, just so you make sure that everything will run flawlessly for you on the day of the fair. Basically, this system check is just going to verify that your setup, everything that you use, is compatible with our platform, and you can run the event successfully. So simply click Start. You might need to allow the platform to use your microphone and camera. If you don't allow this, then you won't be able to engage in an audio video call with the students. So I would recommend that you allow this. Everything looks good. Go to the event. Perfect. And now we will see that on the exhibitor side of the platform, it's the exhibitor side is not as graphical, but it's more analytical and focused towards the communication with the students. Basically, what you will see first is your home, is your event dashboard, where you will see, so I'm logged in as Welly. You will see your two colleagues here, Joseph and Livy, or you will see your booth colleagues, depending on how many representatives you added here. And you will see here your status. Your status is very important, and it's highly recommendable that while you are at the computer during the event, you keep your status online. If you get overwhelmed with students and you think you have too many chats, you can always mark yourself as busy. And if you want to take a break, you can mark yourself as offline. But it's very important that in the moment when you come back, you keep yourself as online. Why? Because the system is built in a way to assign students automatically to the exhibitors, to the representatives that they will talk to. So, for example, if a student comes in now, they will automatically be assigned to Welly because it's the only representative online. So, if you have 20 students coming in now, they will all be assigned to Welly because the other two colleagues are offline. So the system will assign students to a representative, one based on the status, second based on the languages that they speak. So we see that Joseph here has English and Indonesian in the profile, same as Livy. So if all three of them have the same number of chats and they speak the same languages, they are all three online, then the next criteria for assigning a student will be the number of chats. So if Joseph here has 5 and Livy has 3, then the next student coming in to the booth will be automatically assigned to Livy. And why do we do that? Because we want to keep a balance between the number of chats that each representative has And we want to avoid the situation when a student would chat with more representatives from the same booth at the same time. So when a student comes in, they will only see one representative, regardless of how many are listed here. And I will show you now an example. So now we are logged in, we are online as well. I will switch to the student side for a bit. I will check the booth for Canadian Education International. And I will automatically be greeted by this message. See, coming from Welly, it's an automatic message. We do tell the student that it is an automatic message, but they can type their question and they will be live with me shortly. And this is how I know that this particular exhibitor is online. Also, if going through the list of exhibitors, let's see where we can find it. Canadian Education International, see their status changed to online. So because Welly is online, as a representative, I was automatically assigned to the representative that was online. And here as a student, I can engage in a chat and I can ask my questions. So this is so far, this is the only thing that the students can do, engage in a chat via typing. On the exhibitor side, you will see that you receive the notification here. So you have the booth chat and you have one message. And if you come here, you will see the one-on-one chats. You see the student that wrote to you and a bit more information about this particular visitor. And here is it. It's where you can reply and engage back with the student. This automatic message that was sent is something that we have done intentionally in order to engage the students who are just visiting your booth. You can imagine exactly like at an in-person event where the student comes to your booth, grabs a brochure, but doesn't engage in a conversation just yet. So you, as the exhibitor, would approach them saying, "Welcome to our booth. How can I help you?" That's the exact purpose of that automatic message. If your status is offline, is busy, this message will change, saying that you are currently busy, and there might be a delay in your answering, but please type your message and we will get back to you. As chat in the chat function, you as the exhibitor have different possibilities. In order to ease the students' navigation, you can share your booth's materials. So we have added a button here that will allow you to share the materials that were pre-uploaded in the booth. So for example, on the student side, I will go through the brochures, but I can see that there are a lot of brochures. There's 7, 8 different brochures, and it might be difficult to find this particular information. But you, as the exhibitor, you know where this info is. So you can simply go to check here, colleges, institutes, and polytechnics in Canada. So you can share this booth material. So far, we are not able to share external materials through this chat. It's only that the materials that were pre-uploaded to your booth. And the same goes for the videos and for the photos. There is also an option here to suggest another exhibitor. So maybe if a student asked for something for a program, a specific program that you do not offer, but you know that someone else does, you can suggest another exhibitor. So maybe here, go try to visit Brock University. All these that I did here, suggesting a brochure, a video, or suggesting, because that's why we write suggest another exhibitor. It's not an actual transfer, but it is a suggestion. And we did that because we don't want to interfere with the students' navigation within the fair, and we still want to give them the option of choosing if they want to go or not. So all these features showed up as suggestions. So yes, the students can open the brochure, They can open the video, but it's up to them. So they have to do this. And here with Brock University, again, it's a suggestion to visit another exhibitor, but they will have to click on visit exhibitor in order to go and visit them. Everything that we did with this platform, it's exactly trying to replicate the in-person experience for the students, and that's exactly what would happen at an in-person fair as well. Because you don't take the students by the arms and you put them in another booth. No, you tell them that it might be good to go and talk to the colleagues at the other university, but it's still in the end their option if they decide to do it or not. There are some emojis as well in order to make the communication a bit more informal and friendlier. You also have the possibility of transferring the visitor, and this is transferring within the same booth. So this is where you transfer the student to one of your colleagues. If, for example, they are not in your area of expertise. So you just select your colleague, type a short reason for transferring. This can be any reason, it's just visible to you and your colleague, but it's mainly done for your colleague to know why you are transferring this particular student. Yes, transfer now. And now on the student side, now my colleague Joseph can take over and chat with the student. And on the student side, on the student side, it's only now and here that I will be able to see a second representative. So until now, all my communication was with this first rep that I've been assigned to when I entered the booth. But now that I've been transferred, yes, I have the possibility of chatting with the second one. So it's only after the transfer that the student can see a second rep. Some other options on the chat here. If you go with the mouse on top of the student, you can see their profile. You can read a bit more about this particular student. You can add a star rating from 1 to 5 stars based on the quality of the student, based on the communication that you had with them, and you can add your own comments about the student. And the star rating and the comments will only be visible to you. So the students will not see any of the information that you add here. And the rating, the comments, together with the visitors, with the profile, will be visible for you after the event, Monday, after the event in your FPP hubs, where you can download the students' information. There is also an option to block the visitor, and we suggest you do that only if a visitor is being disrespectful or behaving inappropriately during the event. Then yes, we do block them. We had cases in the past where an exhibitor would block a student simply because they didn't fit the profile of the institution, and they thought that it's not a qualified student for their institution, but that block the student from the entire event. Basically, when we block them here, this will take the student's ability to chat. So the chat function will be disabled for the students. So that's why only if they are being disruptive, we block them. Otherwise, no. In any case, our team on site will be there to check both with you and with the student what exactly happened and what were the reasons for blocking. And there is another option here that we have, the call visitor, and this will basically open an audio video call with the student. On the student side, they will have to accept. They will need to allow the use of camera and microphone. Let me stop this. And now this is exactly how the video call will show up on the exhibitor side and on the student side. Again, everything happens in the same window. There's no need to download anything. Everything is web-based. If sometimes the internet connection is not very stable, both of them can turn off the cameras, and this will keep only an audio call. You, as the exhibitor, also have the option of sharing your screen. I'm not going to do that because that will mess up the entire presentation, but you do have the possibility of sharing your screen. Just one thing to keep in mind about these audio video calls, if you decide to call a student, please note that you won't be able to do anything else around the platform. So you won't be able to access any other areas until you finish the call. So first you'll need to hang up and then access other areas. And the same goes for the chats. So while you are in an audio call with the student, you might keep receiving chats from new incoming students to your booth. So an option in this case would be to maybe mark yourself as busy while you are in a call, or simply not call the student, or make sure that you call the students who are very qualified, or you deem that they are a very good potential student. Otherwise, you might lose time and you might miss on some conversations with other students. And that was it on the audio video call. So yes, as I said, here we are on the one-on-one chats. All the students that you receive will show up here. There will be a long list of students asking questions, and all the communication that is happening in chat is going to be saved and stored in your accounts. So compared to an in-person fair, you would have to take a lot of notes and maybe remember a lot of the conversations. Here, all the communications, everything that's in chat is kept in your accounts and you can review it later. So the system remembers all the chats for you. And maybe some of you have experienced this at our latest events, but we have recently introduced the group chats. They are still in a beta version, so we are limited to 1 representative and 10 students per group, but this should help the visitors, both the exhibitors and visitors interaction within the event. So let's say that on the one-on-one chats, you receive a lot of questions along the same line, or maybe on the same topic. Instead of answering 5, 6, 7 different chats separately, you can group those students in a new group. You can put them together, let's say a test group. And here you will see different students that you can select from to be added to the group. So once you've done that, you can create the group. And this is exactly how it will show on your side. So you have the test group. So far you have 1 visitor that it's pending. Again, the student will have to agree to join the chat. But first, let me write a message here. Hello, welcome to this group. And we still have a student pending. And then on the student side, when we join the chat, we'll be able to see all the communication that happened before we join the group. So as a student, in the moment when you join the group, then you will be able to see all the communication and all the info that has been shared over there. And you have the option to leave the group at any time. On the exhibitor side, the same features are available. You can still share your booth materials. You can still suggest another exhibitor if you wish. You can add visitors. So let's say that during this time, while you have a group chat, you still receive one-on-one chats, and maybe one of the questions that you receive on the one-on-one chats is related to the topic of the group. You can simply come here, add a visitor, maybe search for the name of that student, or you see him or her here. You can mark them, select them, add them to the group, and you also have the possibility of removing visitors from the group. So basically, if you think that it's necessary, you can have an ongoing conversation in a group chat as long as the fair lasts. And there is no limit as to how many groups we can have, and there's no limit as to how many chats you can have. So it's totally up to you how you wish to manage the communication during the event and how many chats you think you can handle. And the last part here on the communication with the students is archiving the chat. That will simply close the chat, and it will clean your screen here, leaving only the active conversations. But that doesn't mean that it will terminate the conversation with the students. So for example, exactly like at an in-person fair, the students will walk around, they will visit other booths, but then they will come back because they forgot something. So one more question, please. When this happens, the chat with that particular student will be reactivated, and then you'll be able to see the entire history of this chat. And archive again. So this was it on the communication part. The most important part of the event, of course, it's in the interaction with the students. I hope everything was clear. If not, please let me know any comments, any questions that you may have. Let me know now, because it's a good opportunity to cover this while we are still in the platform. You will see on the exhibitor side a few different tabs as well. You will have a team chat, and the team chat will say that you are in a public chat, but this is only open for you and your team. So for the representatives that have been added to the team, just for in this case, these three representatives, it's only them that will have access to the group, to the team chat. So this is going to be your channel for internal communication. And it's highly recommended that during the event you turn off, you close Zoom, Skype, WebEx, Teams, any program, any software that might use your camera and microphone. Please have them closed, because otherwise you might have difficulties in running an audio video call with the students, because the platform will try to use your microphone and the camera, but they will already be in use by this other program, by Zoom, for example. So please make sure that you have them closed before the event starts, before the event connects. We do have this channel, the team chat, for your internal communication with your colleagues. We have a help desk. So if you need any kind of help during the event, please let us know in the help desk. You might have WhatsApp groups, Slack groups, or any other groups that you use in preparation for an event. Please don't use them on the day of the event. It's very important that we have our team online. We have our IT team as well for support. And it's very important that any issue, any technical issue, any question, everything that is event related should come to the help desk. I cannot emphasize enough on this, because we need to have the information in order for you to for us to help you. So we need to know in the help desk what the problem is, so that we can quickly act on it. You will have another tab with my visitors, and here you will see the current and the past visitors who have been in your booth during the day. So now I'm still in this particular booth, but if I exit, you will see that I disappeared from current visitors, and now I'm under past visitors. You will also see some statistics, and this is your booth statistics for the day of the event. Some interesting ones with the total amount of visitors that you had, how many are currently in your booth, some age and nationality breakdown, and you can also see how your materials performed during the day. All these statistics will be available for you after the fair. And there's also a notification button here, and the best way here, you will see different messages that are sent from the help desk to the fair's audience. But the best way you as exhibitors make use of this is by sending a new notification. So a new notification will send a message to all the students who are currently in your booth. For example, if all you and your colleagues are all very busy, and you all are all marked as busy or maybe as offline, you can send a quick notification to the students saying that you are currently overwhelmed with chats, maybe, and there might be a delay in your replying. So that's one option on how you can use this new notification feature. And something very important that will not be available on the day of the fair, but it will be available from later today, from the moment you receive your login info until the day of the event, is view your booth and navigate the fair. That's why we insisted on the booth setup deadline, because we needed the information that was uploaded to the booths, exactly all those materials, brochures, videos, photos, the info about the exhibitor. So all those materials, we needed to have that in order to create exactly this, the fair environment. Without them, we couldn't create the fair, the platform, the actual venue of the event. So in the next few days, even today, after you receive your login info, please come to the platform, run that automatic system check, make sure that everything is okay, and come here and click on view your booth and navigate the fair. This will open exactly what I've showed, the student view, without the chat function. So it's at this point in the next 2-3 days where you can come and see how your booth looks from the student perspective. You can check that all the brochures are there and they open correctly. You can check that all the videos are there and make sure that they are playing. So make sure that all the information that you uploaded before the deadline is now correctly displaying in the platform. We have a team as well that does that. So we run a check this entire week through all the booths, through all the materials. But please, I also ask you to come here and make sure that everything is okay from your perspective. Again, this option with view your booth and navigate the fair will be disabled during the fair. This will not be available. And this is it also on the exhibitor side. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to assist you. If something is unclear, if you feel like you need another explanation for some of the features, please let me know. I'll be happy to do it. Otherwise, we'll just share this recording a little bit later with everyone when we send the login information. Let's wait a little bit more. Maybe there are some questions coming in. No? Everything clear? Well, I'm glad. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, we will be sending the login information a bit later today. Please make sure to check it. Look for an email coming from private events at fpp.world, and we'll be here from now until the event, during the event, and after the event. We'll be here to assist you. Thank you very much for joining today. I hope you found this session useful, and I hope that you will send it to, you'll make sure that your colleagues who couldn't attend, and especially the ones who will be joining a virtual fair with us for the first time, will have a chance to watch this recording. Thank you very much, and let us know by email any questions that you may have from now until the day of the event. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice rest of the day. Goodbye. Thank you.